I've had a number of you contact me saying that you would like to get re-engaged with your faith, but the faith you grew up in was such a dumpster fire. So how do you reclaim your faith without reclaiming the dumpster fire? And the answer is deconstruction. Hi, I'm Pastor Dan. Deconstruction has often been villainized in evangelical media as this terrible process that is the world just trying to tear your faith away. But all it really is evaluating your own faith and seeing what is important and what isn't. And there are many ways to go about doing that. You can slowly evaluate, do careful Bible study, do careful theological research and say, is this really important? Is this really important? Whereas some deconstruction is similar to walking around your house with a sledgehammer and start knocking down walls to find out whether or not they're load-bearing. Both approaches have their own value, and this is actually something I encourage everyone to do from time to time, even if you're mostly happy with where your faith is at. Just as an example, as a kid growing up, I believed that the homosexual lifestyle was sinful. When I was in college, I started questioning why I believed that. The scriptures themselves didn't really back it up. I know it was something that my dad never taught me and the church never taught me, but it was a thought that was prevalent enough just in pop Christian culture that I had just sort of accepted it. And because it had always struck me as a major contradiction with the God I thought I knew, I pulled it away and started saying, what if we just dropped that assumption altogether? Let's see if everything collapses. And as it turns out, it didn't. You'd be amazed how many parts of your faith are there for cultural reasons, as opposed to theological or scriptural reasons. And as we start to peel those things away, our faith starts to become simpler, cleaner, and also a whole lot more agile. Evangelicals hate this process, and that's because their theology is built like a house of cards. It is utterly rigid and incredibly fragile. Every single point must be uncompromisingly true, or the entire structure collapses. This is why stories of people who say that they believed in God until they read the Bible are so prevalent, especially in the evangelical tradition. And also why that tradition is so threatened by deconstruction and goes through so much trouble to make sure that its members never hear any opposing viewpoints if they can at all manage it. But as for me, I actually recommend it and think it is a very valuable part of a healthy faith. Besides, I believe in an all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-loving God. So even if you do manage to knock down your faith entirely through this process, I think that God still has you and you are absolutely safe in it. So deconstruct away.